What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning into the channel today. So, a pretty quiet day so far for the Montreal Canadiens on free agency. Not a huge surprise, being that we have very little cap space. So, no shocker there. But we did have some news today, which I thought was pretty cool. I just found this out pretty late, actually. It was about 4 hours ago that we learned that the Habs have signed Juraj Slafkovsky to his first entry level contract with the Habs. So, we're going to talk about that, and then about a couple other things here. So, Hutson and Farrell have impressed at development camp over the last 3 days. Jeff Petry to Dallas? Question mark. Where will he end up? And what deals will we eventually see the Habs make in free agency? So the Habs sign Slav to his entry-level deal after only 3 days here at Habs development camp in Montreal at the Complex Sportif in Brassard. So pretty cool to see Slav get the contract done. I mean, he's obviously impressed many a lot of feedback coming from a lot of reporters and fans about how impressed they've been with Slav. And what were you not going to sign me? Says Slav here. No, it was pretty cool to see the feedback from even Marie-Philippe Poulin. We're going to talk about her comments about a couple of the players today. So yeah, just the size is the biggest one for everybody. They're just impressed with how much of a monster he is. So some of you guys watch Habs tonight, and yes, we did coin Slav Squatch on our channel, but man, it's pretty neat to see him signed so quickly. This is an encouraging sign for me anyway, that not just that he's going to maybe play in the fall and start the season as a Montreal Canadien in the NHL, which looks more likely with this signing for me anyway, but just the fact that, again, we made the right selection, hopefully, and I'm not even second guessing it at this point. You can check out our Habs Tonight channel for other content related to why Shane Wright wasn't taken, and we can get into that more another time. But long and short of it, the interview process not so good. But anyways, let's move right on to someone that's actually really impressed some folks. Let me get my titles all kind of sorted out here. But Slafkovsky, Lane Hutson, who, by the way, my friend Shane from Habs Tonight was so impressed. Actually, not just impressed. He was literally jumping out of his chair when he found out that we got him in the draft, which is pretty neat to see. So Lane Hutson, getting selected with the Montreal Canadiens was it kind of caught some people by surprise. If you kept your eye on him, though, he's a defenseman, by the way, and he's very mobile, offensively minded. He competes hard. Now, these specific things are coming right from Marie-Philippe Poulin's mouth, because she was asked specifically about Lane Hutson, how he's mobile, he's quick, very smart player. He's going to be a doctor as a fallback career, as some of us have heard as well. But the offensive ability, the compete. So she mentioned how much of a compete he has, and he's a shorter guy. He's about 5'8", 5'9" or so. Lane Hutson is, but the compete level, the offensive ability, and I think the power play potential specialist he can become is what we might have to look forward to with him. Sean Farrell also impressing at Habs camp, him specifically with his playmaking abilities. So the more that's to be desired. We had some guys from the USA program here, which are, we have a handful of them, as we know, but Sean Farrell's another one of them. And in 24 games last year with Harvard University, Sean Farrell had 24 games played, 10 goals, 18 assists, good for 28 points in those 24 games. Hasn't earned himself a contract just yet. But once again, I'm happy to see Slav sign too. So that's pretty encouraging to see these three guys specifically standing out and impressing media and fans in just this 3 or 4 short day development camp in Montreal. So I was encouraged to hear that personally. So I got to say that I was really impressed to see Slafkovsky on the bike, as a bunch of us were. Just I don't even know what you call that machine. It just looks like a spin bike, but I'm curious what the resistance actually was when he was just hammering at that thing. But yeah, again, guys, I'm hoping to go again to the home opener in Montreal this year. Nothing is confirmed, but I would really love to see Slafkovsky's NHL debut at the Bell Center against the Leafs on October 12th, 13th, one of those 2 days. Anyways, but I just think that the more time goes on here, and yes, it was a quiet day for the Canadiens on free agency, but if you really knew the Habs cap situation, it's not really a surprise at all. So we're kind of waiting right now to hear from Kent Hughes. He's postponed his Zoom availability because apparently there's some deals potentially coming down the pipe. We've heard rumors about Petry, about Ryan Poehling, and I haven't really heard much more beyond that, to be honest with you, because again, Jeff Petry to Dallas, question mark. It sounds like John Klingberg is definitely not returning to Dallas. At least that's the latest reports on Twitter as of late. So you have to think they're in on Petry, but the Canadiens absolutely do not want to retain salary on Jeff Petry here. They want value, and they've made it clear they do not want to retain salary. So this deal could take a lot longer to manifest if it's going to. But Other than that, where will he end up? I mean, Detroit just absolutely with bombshell deals today, signing all the players did, including Ben Sherratt and names that are escaping me right now. But you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm just kind of firing off the cuff. But yeah, Detroit was probably one of the biggest, not one of, definitely the biggest splashes of the day. Getting Andrew Kopp, that was another big one for them. So, but then also Ben Sherratt too, that was a big one. So the fact that the Habs got a first round pick for Ben Sherratt going to Florida for a hot minute was fantastic work by Kent Hughes, the wizardry that he pulls off as usual. So where does Jeff Petry end up? Well, I think Detroit would be the perfect landing spot in a perfect world, but their cap situation in Detroit's getting a little bit tighter. But you know what? Just for the fun of it, let's just pull up cap friendly for a second because now I am curious to see if Jeff Petry would fit in Detroit. I know the Habs would definitely have to retain salary, at least I think, if they were have if Detroit was going to have any chance to take on Jeff Petry's contract. But the current cap space for the Red Wings only, well, not only, they have 11.1, just over 11.1 million left on the cap right now. And that's including Ben Sherratt being put on there as well. So, I mean, like there's still potential for him to go to Detroit, I think. But what is Detroit willing to give up in return? We have to get value. That's what Ken Hughes has made very, very clear. So that much we know. So what other deals are the Habs going to make in free agency? Well, like those two I just mentioned there, Paling and possibly Jeff Petry. But I don't think the Habs are really in a rush here because once again, we are a lottery team at this point. So that's one thing to make clear is that the reason the Habs aren't making much of any deals right now that we know of until Kent Hughes finally drops one is because we are still a lottery team. We're in a rebuild still. So we're not in a hurry to add any free agents of any kind for at least the big dollar amounts anyway. So probably going to see some smaller deals, but we let go of some guys from the Laval Rocket too, some long-standing, long-serving Habs, I should say. And you know what? Nothing else major coming down the pipe yet. But I'm not sure what to expect, to be honest with you. So you guys let me know what you think down below in the comments about what deals you would like to see. Some of you guys want to see PK come back. Don't think that's happening. But I don't really want it to happen personally anyway. I still think he might go to Toronto, in my personal opinion. And I'm not going to let go of that until he actually finds a place to go. But yeah, you guys let me know. What do you think? What do you want to see the Habs do? What do you make of Slafkovsky potentially starting his career in the NHL? We know it's going to be North America. We know it's going to be the Laval Rocket or the Canadiens. Much better chances for the Canadiens now that he's actually signed this quickly, less than a week after being drafted by the Canadiens, less than a week, 6 days. And Juraj Slafkovsky signed his entry-level deal with the Montreal Canadiens. Leave a comment down below, guys. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon as the Habs make some deals. Stay tuned. Appreciate the support as usual. You know what buttons to push if you're enjoying what you're seeing, guys. Thanks so much. Cheers.